Hey guys, what's going on? Majin Obama here, and today we're going to talk about something very, very serious. Apparently during a Street Fighter V tournament, there was a lot of people that were highly upset with how a TO or some commentators or something, the way that they dealt with a match that they didn't want to see. There's footage of it already, so let's check it out.
I have a button that I can make this match so much more fun. What? Let me just keep pressing.
Does it play the Benny Hill song? Does it go
I was just about to say that.
No, but it's the right button.
Is it fart noises?
I'm gonna start off by saying we here at Anime Illuminati, we do not condone sophomoric humor like this. So here's the thing. You know, this is one of those things where, like, I look at it, I told you, I rarely see stuff and I feel super old, but this is definitely one thing that did. My thing is, I watched this the first time and I was like, okay, so what are people mad about? You know, what are people really upset about? And then the video ended and I was like, so is there a part 2 or something like that? Like, that's it? That's what y'all are mad about? So first, let's look at this. FGC Jesus, FGC Jesus, this is the player, one of the Fang players that made it there, right? Into that match, where they played fart noises. The commentators afterwards, they apologized and all this other stuff. So he says, look, yeah, no more Reddit tournaments for me. I don't like being treated that way. I'm not any different than anyone else who works hard in this game. Sorry my character's annoying to play and you don't know how he works, but like, I made it to winners finals. I was proud of myself. So basically what he's saying is, he felt really, really slighted because, you know, he plays this game, he plays a low tier character, we'll get back to that later, and he made it really far in this tournament, and he felt like this was his moment, and it was violated by, you know, a shitty joke, obviously, not really that funny, but whatever, you know, they played fart noises over a match, who cares? First of all, bro, this is a Reddit Street Fighter V online tournament. That's 3 penalties in one play, half the distance to the goal, in my opinion. I understand that you have certain goals and you have like a certain level that you want to achieve, and you have milestones leading up to that. That's important to have. It's important to have for your personal sense of growth, and also for being able to. That's important for your fighting game journey, I think. But, bro, don't magnify or downplay the value of some of these milestones. This is an online Street Fighter V Reddit tournament, bro. It is not that fucking serious. Straight up. You know, this is one of those things where I feel like, you know, I used to think like my dad was being really unfair when, if my sister was fucking with me and he'd start yelling, he'd be like, you're both being little bitches, shut the fuck up. I'm like, what the hell, man? That's not fair. You know, that's not fair. Why would he, I wasn't doing anything. She's being a little ass. Bro, if the third grader or the third grade humor is able to tilt you that fucking hard, you are being a little bitch. My dad was right. And you know what? I had to hold that shit. And it was something you had to get over. Furthermore, I'm going to say this. The commentators after apologized. I guess that's the right decision. You know, it's not a hill worth dying on. That's, I guess, my point. This isn't really a hill worth dying on. But Joe Monday is the TO. This is because this is what a Reddit Street Fighter V tournament. You can look at the comments for these tweets, and there's a lot of just outrage. Just like, man, this is so disrespectful. This is, the FGC is, they don't respect low tier players. Blah, 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 blah. There's all this shit. I'm like, bruh, I feel old as fuck reading this shit. I'll say this, man. People were getting at Joe Monday. You know, I don't mess around with like the Street Fighter V scene all too much. But that dude has probably raised more money and done more events than half the people on Twitter being pretend outraged by fart noises. I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all should probably relax. Second is this, and this is kind of a more nuanced point, I think. Anytime, as a player, playing your game, picking your character, employing your strategies to win and be successful at the game, regardless of matchup or opponent or anything like that, anytime you are able to do something as simple as that, and you affect the audience, TOs, now commentators, and ideally your opponents, anytime they are taken out of the game or taken out of their rhythm by anything as simple as you playing the game, you should be proud of that shit. That's the most hype. That's one of the best feelings you could possibly have, especially if you play a shitty character. It's one thing if you play a really good character. You're supposed to do that. If you play Fang and you have that kind of effect on people, you should be excited about that as a player. That's like a shark getting that whiff of blood, right? Like, that's what you want. Exhibit A, check this out. This is not the most it's not a one-to-one comparison, I guess, but this is something that this whole thing made me think of.
So probably not the best choice for War.
So right off the bat, this is Bucktooth versus Warhawk in Street Fighter 4. I want to say this is Super Street Fighter 4, maybe AE 2012. I can't remember. Warhawk is a California Guile player. What that means is because he's from California, he instantly got put on a pedestal way higher than anybody else, just because he's from California. But he was actually pretty good, pretty decent. He gets matched up against Bucktooth though, and Bucktooth is a old school player. If you don't know, that dude is a monster at a lot of different games. Has a really unique style. He tends to play like really oddball characters, really oddball teams, but he's really good too. Like in especially like his ground game, mix-ups depending on the game, right? Like his CBS2 team was kind of wonky. Like what was it? Hibiki, Iori, Morgan, and Groove. In this game, he played El Fuerte. El Fuerte kind of counters Guile in a few ways. Guile's hurtbox in Street Fighter 4 series is kind of cursed. Fuerte in particular has a lot of ways to be able to blow him up on the ground, be able to kind of prevent him from playing that safe zoning game. You have to be very on point with your anti-airs. The collisions a lot of the time don't really work out in your favor. So Warhawk gets so tilted off of his main, he actually runs to Rufus, who is supposed to be a hard counter to Fuerte, at least up until the later versions of the game where EXQ Bomb and Ultra 2 come into play, where he has like really good reversal options that are high damaging. Rufus in particular can kind of harass him on the ground because before he got access to those moves that I mentioned, Fuerte doesn't really have a good reversal or a way to stop that pressure outside of jabbing, you know? So check this out.
Warhawk, I think he should have stuck with Guile, to be honest.
Cable Trans showing why he's one of the American gods right here.
EX Messiah, yeah, that's another important aspect of this matchup. The threat of it. Also jump roundhouse into EX Messiah, really good damage output for a good air. Rufus's ground and normals also able to kind of keep him at bay in mid-range. Yeah, the sweep too was really good if I remember correctly. But here's the thing, man.
Every time he jumps in, just going for that grab.
If you play, so like low and mid level, you hate running into those oddball characters, those oddball players. But the worst thing is when a really good player, especially one with a really good ground game in a Street Fighter series game, picks up one of those characters. Because it's no longer about are you familiar with the character. You have to start playing the player eventually too, right? At the higher levels anyway. Bucktooth is one of those players. You do not want to run into this dude in the bracket if he's playing one of these asshole characters like that.
So good. He's so godlike, man. So good. I want to see him hit an Ultra and just... Oh, he's not doing Ultra 1, though. He can't.
So in the middle of the set, Warhawk gets so tight in the middle of the set. By the way, look at the background. A lot of familiar faces back there. He gets so tight in the middle of the set that he just walks off, dude. There's still a round left to play. And what I want you to pay very close attention to is this moment right here on Bucktooth's face. Bucktooth is played long enough to know that this is one of the best feelings you can ever have as a player. Now, of course, this is a rage quit scenario. This is a little bit different than what we're talking about with the Reddit Online Street Fighter 5 thing. But the point is the same. Dude, anytime you playing your game is able to legit just have somebody just willing to just mentally self-destruct, whether they're, especially if they're your opponent, but if it's people in the crowd, if it's the commentators, the TOs, if they hate it, dude, that is an awesome feeling. You should be proud of that. That smile, that one moment, that moment where that small like tint of a smile turns into a full-blown like, yes, this is the moment that you live for with these games, you know? He walked straight out the venue. Lord Honka. He legit walked straight out the venue. Fubar eventually comes up, gives him the GG and the handshake. But this kind of moment like this, especially if you play a low tier character that isn't actually good, that's one of the best feelings you could ever have, man. So I guess my thing is this, and what I want to say, especially to people that were upset by this whole thing: stay on net play where it's safe. Straight up, do not go to an event, do not compete offline. When You know, right now COVID's happening, so there's no offline events anyway. But the reason why I say that is because the last thing that I want for you is to end up playing Smooth Viper with New York at his back, or Poke Chop with ATL in your ear. And the thing is, if you get that tilted by fart noises with your game going to your gameplay, I don't think you have the heart to deal with some of that other kind of pressure. You know, we shot that video recently talking about, you know, where's the line with these getting hype, and then where does it become a foul? I think this is so far left of any of that you don't even want to put yourself in anywhere near that gray area. To me, this is soft as fuck, dude. Grow the fuck up, on both of y'all, man. First of all, like, the farts ain't even that it's not even funny in this case, right? It's not. You gotta sell that shit. Second, if you're getting that fucking tight about fart noises being while you play, man, get the fuck out of here, dude. That's soft. I mean, that's so bad on both sides. Anyway, let me know what y'all think, man. Am I just being an old man about this? Are they being bitches? I think both of them are being bitches, personally. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below.